Let's get the show on the road.
Okay, that was a big week full of guests. Women's Week last week. It's now Monday, and we're guestless. It's just the three of us, so I hope that's enough for everyone.
Yeah, that was a great week, though, so I'm sure everyone is fulfilled.
Oh, I'm so glad it's over. I don't mean because it's women. Holy shit, that was a lot of people to deal with all at one time.
Yeah, it was fun, though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
It went smoother than I thought because, like, I joked around with Vanessa the week before we started booking it, and I was like, I wanted to word things in a way so it didn't sound like, we didn't want to make it like badass bitch week because people might take that the wrong way. And I was trying to figure out a way to like advertise it, right? So it didn't sound misogynistic or sexist or anything.
Good Sister Morning was solid.
Yeah, I think that worked. And then also I told her, like, even though I was like putting over women, I was like, yeah, I love when I put over women. Great. But at the same time, I was like, how many cancellations do you think I'm going to have this week? Because
and did we have a few?
Not really. No, we ended up overbooking. So I actually had to have some people like lay low until just regular weeks, and we'll just throw them in there. But yeah, no, it went okay. I mean, Cece ended up on like 3 of the episodes, which was funny.
Yeah, that's
good. I can't remember who told me, but they're like, Cece didn't even talk on the first episode. It wasn't even really a full week of women.
Yeah, between all 3 of her episodes, she was on one episode.
Yeah.
But her, I said on Facebook that her laugh adds to my joke. Like, I say a joke that's not really that funny, but then she laughs.
Right.
And
it makes sitting in the corner.
No, she's not. But she did say after you said that, Joe, she said that she wants to start like putting the headphones on and just sitting in the corner and like listening. And even like if I needed her to look something up, she could be there. She could be like my red band, right? Like,
that's true. She could have a video or a song ready.
She could hit the buttons.
She could, I wouldn't trust her.
You could have your own producer.
Yeah. Well, The funny thing is, that's one of my favorite. Like, it adds a lot to when I listen to like Your Mom's House or Legion of Skanks, and I can hear the crew in the back laughing.
Yeah,
it adds to it for sure. So I think that that's a good option. But then at the same time, I mean, it's hard enough to get her to show up when she's booked. So
it's true. It's
hard
enough to get her to a show when she's booked. So
we just have to tell her like next Sunday.
No,
Monday.
You can't say that either because next she'll still get confused, and she'll end up 2 weeks away.
A week from today. Yeah.
So once this week is over, next Sunday, right?
Yeah. I think maybe. Do you think maybe we should do like one guest a week instead of 1 week of guests, or did you think that was a good?
No, we'll keep trying to have guests every day, but this weekend was busy, and I just didn't book anybody. And we had some people lined up. Spoiler alert: we're going to do a world tour week. A digital world tour where we have people from all over the planet on a different country every day. This week was just too hard to line up 5 different countries and on the weekend. So we only had like Liam Carr booked, which is like, that's England, but I mean, it's
has canceled Carr 3 times.
Oh, he's canceled on me 1,000,000 times.
Well, that's because like it's hit the time zone,
Yeah, it's like 1 a.m. there right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I could record at 3:00 in the afternoon on a Sunday. I'm not doing anything.
He's still not going to show up. He's too busy getting high and having fun.
He's like, bro,
Rex.
Oh,
it's like, don't you know the theme of the show? You can get high here, man.
Do edibles before you go on. That's the way we roll. Yeah,
that's how it should go.
For those of you who are on the Patreon, you may notice that I have a different background. I am on I'm in a different section of my basement now, because due to the Emily Parker and Caitlin Diamond episode, in which a bat flew around in my basement, which I somewhat knew was down here, but this time it actually it normally leaves me alone while I'm podcasting. So I'm over here because I'm scared. So I have to be close to the steos.
So anyone who's not subscribed to Patreon, obviously don't know what we're talking about, but yeah, Joe was attacked by a bat. The video will be released. Actually, you know what? I'll do it Monday. I'll do it later on Monday, and the people can see your reaction. I'm not going to give it away. You're a bitch, but
I am. Listen, not to. Hey, everybody knows I love animals, and I don't want to anger any animal rights people, but the only thing that I'm like really scared of is is bats because they can quickly hide or juke
You're
and
scared
jive.
of way more than bats.
Well, if there was like
if there was a
grizzly,
bear in your
yeah, if there was a grizzly bear in the basement, at least I'd be like, okay, that's big enough. I know where it is. It's gonna kill me.
Apparently, he's not afraid of polar bears though, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know what? I'm gonna ask every guest we have on from now on. I'll be
polar
like,
bear or bat?
Yeah, no, polar bear or elephant. I'm gonna be like,
oh, elephant. Yeah.
Anyway, so I was down here. I was painting some figures, and I heard like a and it was the bat, and I was trying to find it, and I found it behind one of my posters I had hanging, and I called for my wife because I can't deal with it. And it was Women's Week. Anyway, she came down and clubbed the bat for me, and then I took the poster down, and there was a second bat back there, which I also screamed like a bitch and had her to have to come down and club
there you
the
hear
second
it, folks. Animal lover, vegan, endorsing his wife murdering bats in his house.
Hey, I didn't kill it. A and B. If there was a way,
okay, that's like the president of the United States saying, like, I didn't kill all those people in that country we bombed.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. If there was a raccoon down here, I could set a live trap. I could take the live trap outside and let it out in the woods somewhere, right? But a bat, there's no live bat traps. They just fly. Like, you either have to set one of those like those whatever hydro super tonic fucking, what are they called?
What was that sound again? There it is. That was good.
Yeah. So anyway, you have to set one of those and get them to fly away or whatever. There's no like live trap for bat.
Do you know how the bat got in your house?
I do not, but I fear that there's several hundred in my attic.
Yeah.
And that
like
they
there's
came
not
down.
bats are. It's not just one. He's not hanging out by himself.
Well, if it was just one, then I'd be like, oh, okay, one bat accidentally came into my basement. But because there was two, it seems like. So hopefully we have a Batman coming.
Oh,
not
boy,
the Batman, but like a guy. Anyway,
a man bat.
We're worried. My wife is worried that the attic is full of them and that they fall down the wall, and because they feel drafts and shit, right? So they feel the draft in the basement, so they come down the wall, and then they end up in the basement by accident because they get all disoriented because it's like hibernation season. But hopefully we can just make them live somewhere. They can live in my garage even. I don't care. Like they can live wherever they want, except for like in my house. I'm too scared. I'm too scared. I have to eat an orange. I turn into a small child.
I repeat, you are a bitch.
Yeah, I was carrying this bat that she clubbed in a tote up the stairs to throw it outside, and it started like flopping. Like
it suffered.
No, it's fine. It was just its nerves. It was like its nerve endings or whatever, right? It was trying to like fly and flop and shit. And I made this sound that I have never heard myself make. Like it wasn't like a scream, but it was like I was terrified. I've never, even my wife was like, I didn't even know you could make that noise. Like I've never, like if somebody is hiding and they jump out and scare me, I make a noise, but it wasn't that noise. It was specifically reserved for bats.
That's exactly like when I was telling you guys last week when I took that chest to chest impact from Kenny, Bobby Sapphire. Yeah. I made a noise. The same thing. You don't realize the noises you can make in certain situations, like
it's
when
like
someone evacuates the air from your body.
Yeah,
it's like a high pressured like air hose. Woo!
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like someone doing an impression of someone being scared. It was I didn't know I could make that noise. Anyway, they were peacefully relocated to the outside via death, and hopefully, like I said, I don't like killing animals as much.
Did you have a funeral for the bat? Did you bury it?
Said some words. Yeah, some. Mainly, my wife said words, which was
"fuck you, bat."
Yeah,
fuck you, bat.
Yeah. Like I said, my wife she's the alpha of the house. She makes more money than me. She has to get rid of the bats, and she's a better parent. So I literally am
bigger dick too.
Oh wow.
Just kidding. I don't know your wife. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Well, I'm like I've said before that I'm like a trophy husband, but I'm more like a participation medal husband. Like she just was like giving me.
She settled. She got the medal. She's like, I wanted more, but this is what I got.
Yeah. Congratulations, you got a husband, but you didn't really get to choose or anything anyway. So yeah, that's what she.
Do you two have a joint bank account?
No, well, okay, we have
extremely personal.
No, because I'll tell you why. I was just at my girlfriend's mother's place and just came back to the pod, but that came up. and I think joint bank accounts are stupid.
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
I would
we
never
do not.
have
We
one.
so we have the only thing that we have we have a line of credit. So like when we redid our kitchen, we took out a loan together, and that way we can both pay on it. Mainly, she pays on it.
I like that you called redoing your kitchen getting the penile enlargement surgery that she forced you to get.
Well, that was for both of us. That was for both of us. So.
We were fixing up the kitchen.
Yeah, the plumbing, if you know what I mean. So anyway, so mainly she pays on it because she makes all the money, but we can both pay. If I happen to get an extra $50, I can put it on the loan. But we don't have like our checkings accounts. No, they're separate because, as I said, yeah, Eric, I agree with you. That's dumb. It's a dumb
so
thing.
dumb. It's so old
what's
school.
dumb about it? Like,
because let me tell you,
hold on, boys, hold on. We're getting excited. I'm just gonna say right now, we also, Sierra and I, do not have joint bank account.
And I just want to be clear
against it.
Yeah, I just want to be clear that I'm not saying it's because, like, a lot of people are against them because they're like, oh, the girl always takes the money. No. In my case, it'd be the other way around. My wife puts money in, I take money out because I don't make as much as her. And there's other people that have loser boyfriends. It's not just, I don't want people to think that I'm saying I'm against them because of gold diggering women, but that's not the case.
Gold diggering? That sounded racial. I don't know why.
gold diggering.
They're gold D-wording. Gold D-wording.
She's very experienced in gold diggery.
Yes, she has a high level academic gold diggerish. Yeah.
That's why you can divorce her. It's because you caught her in the act of gold diggery. And that's like a court thing you could say.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
I say.
Yeah.
Why is the court in the South?
It's in New Orleans.
And they're like dabbing their heads with their leg. This here courtroom. Have you guys seen? I thought I sent it to you, but there's a video going around right now of a guy who's really bad at those old Southern, those old Southern things that are like, well, slap my ass or whatever. Oh, he has one going around right now where he says, well, butter my ass and call me butter ass. This is a damn good pie.
I love the idea of bad Southern sayings. Like everyone started like, oh yeah, shooting the shit till we ran out of ammunition.
Yeah.
But say, we're shooting the shit till our bowels are empty.
He says, this here pie's so good, it makes me want to slap my grandma and put her in a burlap sack. I'm like, what? Anyway.
That one kind of works.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, it's better like, oh man, whatever melts your butter is definitely hot enough to melt butter.
Whatever. Well, piss on a plate and call me Thomas. Like, what is that?
Piss on a plate and call it a plate full of piss.
Call it a piss plate. I'll tell you what. I used to work with a guy that used to always say, like, if you got to work early, he would say, oh, how come you're so early? Did you shit the bed?
All the time. Like, why is that a thing?
And I'm like, if I shit my bed, I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late for work.
I have to do laundry.
I have to clean up my shit. I have to make a doctor's appointment because I don't know why I can't control my bowels.
Yeah, if I shit the bed, I'm definitely not waking up going, oh, fuck, I better get to work.
You know what? I might.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm covered in shit.
Stupid saying. And Rex, you've never heard that? No one's ever.
I've heard of shit the bed, but I've never heard it in that context of like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why are you so early? Did you shit the bed? And I'm like, yeah, I just woke up covered in shit. And I went, well, let's get going. Like, I'm going to clean.
No, yeah. I pissed the bed one time at my friend's house, and that was an early morning. Like, that was just me alone sitting in my underwear on the dryer doing laundry at my friend's house, hoping nobody wakes up while I'm doing it. Like, that's all.
So I got to clean my.
Oh, how have I never heard this?
Just little fucking 8-year-old fucking Rex sitting on a dryer in his friend's house, just
crying.
Hoping, just
crying,
embarrassed and full of shame.
We got to clean
using the laundry machine, hoping nobody wakes up.
Yeah, that's my life.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Sorry, Eric. I think we kind of got. Why do you hate the joint bank accounts?
Because we both make our own money.
Right.
Why do we need to have the only advantage to a joint bank account is that all your bills can come out of one bank account, so you're not constantly transferring money back and forth.
Right. So some people
have a joint bank account. Most people have their own bank account too. So you're still sending money to another account.
Right.
It might be the edibles kicking in, but every time you say joint bank account, I just envision this separate bank account. You specifically use the money for joints.
Joints.
That's my joint bank
my
account.
Joint bank
Yeah.
account.
This is my cocaine bank account. This is my joint bank
This is
account.
my
That
alcohol bank.
account is locked until Friday when it's joint day. I don't touch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Every April the 20th, it's just have at
Yeah.
it. Just
Then you open up the joint bank account. No, I get it, Eric, for sure.
I
Like,
also like, for example, and I don't need people questioning me on where the money is going. As long as all the bills get paid and there's no
Right.
problems, then it doesn't matter. And I'll give you an example. I spend anywhere between $600 and $1,200 a month on cigars, and I don't need somebody going, "Where'd $1,200 go? That's for the mortgage." No, here's the fucking $1,200 for the mortgage.
that's a lot of money.
but in
That's
this case, you
nothing.
just announced it on a podcast. So I mean, your other significant other would know that that's
So
happening. Anyway.
I just said it at
Right.
at her mother's house.
So I'm saying you don't need to hide it because
No, I would never hide it. It's
Yeah.
that's not the point. But and here's the other thing: you can't trust people because it's great that you can trust them now when you get married and you're in love and whatever. But 20 years down the road, they could easily drain your bank account.
Yeah, that's
People, we live in a throwaway society. Things go wrong, you break up. Nobody goes to fucking therapy anymore. Nobody does anything. Like your phone breaks, you get a new phone. Like you don't try.
We're heading into another topic.
No,
Eric's been thinking
it's
about.
true. It's true. We live in a throwaway society.
and to be clear,
How many, divorce rates are extremely high.
and even more high because of
So
COVID
am
now.
I.
Isn't that fun? You know what? Speaking of that, I saw this thing the other day. They were talking about like, drug use has increased and alcoholism has increased because of COVID. So
Yeah.
yeah, well, but wait a minute. Like, are you telling me that like you're telling me more people started doing drugs just because of the pandemic? Like other than mental health issues where you're like depressed because you're not seeing your friends, if you were already doing drugs, like hard drugs, I mean, not just like, stuff to get you to cope until you can see your friends and we open stuff up, like, is it really the pandemic's fault that you increased?
Well, I think that you're confusing, like, because I mean, some people do hard drugs sometimes just on the weekend once in a while.
Right. And they would have done that.
I'm just saying, like, not everyone's a crackhead, right?
Right.
No matter what their spouse says.
But I'm just saying, like,
it's
to say like, oh, well, they would have been fine if it wasn't for the pandemic. No, they probably would have.
I can tell you that I mean, I already drank a lot, but I drank a lot more starting March of last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I kept the LCBO in business myself. I drank 3 Texas Mickeys in 5 weeks.
I think more people are doing the vaccine nowadays.
Is that a cry for help, Eric? Is that?
No, it's not.
No.
I enjoy rum.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
More people are vaccinating. Well, that's, I mean,
Yeah,
that,
like I seen a lady the other day under a bridge giving herself the vaccine. It was,
good for her.
yeah.
She was able to get the Pfizer sent to her somehow, and then she.
I just
seen
invested in Pfizer stocks. Actually,
What is that?
Pfizer stocks.
What's Visor?
Pfizer is a
Pfizer.
company that makes
That's-
Viagra, but they also make the vaccine. One of the vaccines.
One of the vaccines. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can not
Apparently-
get a cough and have a boner.
Yeah. And if you mix up your Viagra and your Rogaine, you could be a bonehead. Oh, that's not funny. Oh, that's
as soon as you said it, you were so disappointed.
it's like, oh, that's as stupid as it gets here, folks, on Good Brother Morning. That's as stupid as it gets.
Speaking
One
of
those.
stupid, you
Yes.
sent to the
Oh,
group
God.
chat, the Good,
Oh, yeah.
the Good Brother Morning group chat, just
Yes.
a mass amount of pictures of you and your family.
Right. Today
Oh,
and
you
then-
knew what they were. I didn't
and
even see what they
And
were.
then you deleted them.
yeah, so on Sunday, my wife and son and I went and got some Easter pictures. There's all social distance. We went to this place. You have to check in. There's only like it's 10-minute increments or whatever. Increments, that's a word. You book an appointment. We got our
Intervals,
pictures taken, and then they sent them to us. And then my wife said, "Hey, could you please send those to the family group chat, like her brothers and sisters and whatever?" So I opened my Facebook Messenger and accidentally clicked on this group rather than the family group, sent them all to you guys, then realized, oh great, this will get me ridiculed for sure. I got
All I took away from that is that you have a family group chat.
on
Is that a normal thing?
No.
No.
well,
not normal.
okay, but here's why. Okay, we
Maybe
are
you
very
should have a joint bank account.
Oh my God. So my wife and her sister and her sisters and brothers are very close, and I'm close with them too. They're great people. And we normally get together like once a month, but then the don't the
I'm just saying, I already see that you're such a bitch in your relationship. You are definitely, because in every relationship, every marriage, the two people, one of them joins one of the other family, and you cut off the other family pretty much.
Right.
And you joined her family.
No, that's not true.
You're not married, Eric.
We're lucky enough that we joined both. Like my mom and dad.
No, you didn't. You see one more than the other.
Yeah, I guess that's true. We probably see my family more because
where do you go on Christmas?
We go to both. We go on different days. Like go.
Who gets more time?
Chris. Probably. I don't know. It's tough to say, but
and do you rotate holidays? Like, will you do like a Thanksgiving with your family and then Christmas with her family?
No, we'll do like Saturday with mine and Sunday with hers. So we make sure to see like we.
Oh yeah. So okay, it's
maybe I'm just thinking because all of like my aunts and uncles, I only see them. I don't see their family, the ones that married in. I don't see their families. So maybe I just think that they cut off all their families.
Don't see their families.
Because to me, my Uncle Doug doesn't exist in another family. He's just in my Uncle Doug.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's why you're like, I don't know. Yeah. No, we're like on my side, like my mom and dad, they only have one grandchildren, and that's my son. And like my brother doesn't have any kids.
One grandchild.
And on the other side, there's a whole bunch. So it's like it's easier to still go to both because my mom and dad, we can just say, well, let's do Saturday because you're going to her house on Sunday. So that's why we have a group chat. We normally see each other once a month. Now we've been exclusively talking via Zoom and Skype and etc. Probably Zoom because I don't know if Skype's even a thing anymore. But anyway, and so that's why I sent the group.
Yeah. Pictures. By the way, the guy who runs Skype, owns Skype, whatever, created is pissed about Zoom. He's like, he came out. He's like, what the fuck is Zoom all of a sudden? Skype's been around forever.
I want to say Skype was already dying before this. I think Zoom had already kind of come in before the pandemic.
Like, what's so shitty about Skype? Like,
I don't know. I just feel like I created a Skype account way back in the day, and I think I used it one time. But I don't know. Yeah, I feel like just everybody went to Zoom, and this guy's like, Skype does the same shit, and all these people are using Zoom meetings now.
Well, no, I don't think it does. I don't think you can, because I remember using Skype for like the first couple podcasts I did with like Renee and Ricky Morton and stuff.
For what you're talking about, you were using Skype?
And I couldn't record in that. That was the big difference. Couldn't record the meetings. There was a lot less features. They didn't have as many features as Zoom. And now there's like a million of them. There's like StreamYard and all these different ones you can use.
Yeah.
But
Google, what's that? Google
Meetings. Yeah, so that's a new big one.
Skype is kind of like Bing and Zoom is Google. It's like
Zoom. Skype's more like Yahoo,
Right.
Skype has become the Wish version of Zoom.
No.
Yeah. I wonder what Ask Jeeves is. Like, what would that be? MSN?
Oh, you remember Ask Jeeves?
It was first. Was it first? I don't know. It was probably first.
To me, it was. To me, it was. Yeah.
Do you remember when you used to have to put like plus sign quotations and like if you wanted one word more search than the other type of thing, like you'd have to add a plus instead of just
you can still put one word in quotations on Google.
You have to know but like HTML to get your search properly looked up.
Right. For those of you who are not, our age, like they're probably like, what are you talking about? But yeah, it's hard to believe that some of us are older than Google.
Do you remember GeoCities?
No.
That was like the main website builder for like idiots. So you could just drag and drop logos and stuff, and buttons, and it was actually awesome. Like, but you could tell when it was or Angel Fire. Do you remember that?
Angel Fire, I remember.
That was even shittier. It was like if you had an Angel Fire site, that was like the new version of like if you have an email now that's Hotmail. It's like if you had a website, goodbrothermorning.angelfire.com. It was
shut up. I have a Hotmail.
Oh,
but is it your main go-to email?
Yeah, I use it way more than the Gmail account.
Really?
You got to be on Gmail. That's the only somewhat professional. Nowadays, you should really just
I like the platform for Hotmail. It's easy to navigate.
Do you know what? Just sometimes, you're right. Sometimes Gmail is a bit like it's stupid. Hard to. Yeah, like you're looking into history and it's all fucked up. I have two really good Hotmail accounts that I don't actually have, but I always wanted somebody to use, and they never did. Like, so first of all, it'd be Hotmail at hotmail.com, but it'd be MALE, right? Hotmail. Or hotnail at hotmail.com. Like those are both two sexy emails that you could have at Hotmail. But I don't know if we should email those two emails and see if we get an email
you're
back.
a vegan. Maybe you should have hot kale at Hotmail.
Oh, I can see.
Gross.
Gross.
Also, are you just wearing like an iPod on your shirt?
Yeah, what's on your
Oh shit, I forgot. This is my
patreon.com/goodbrothermorning. See what Joe has on his collar.
This is my insulin pump. This is what pumps
Gross.
insulin into me, and it also tells me what my blood sugar is. It lights up. It's high right now.
Man. This is my
'cause I
future.
No, you can't get it this way. You have to. It just happens. You don't get type 1.
He eats a lot of candy bars.
That's
I
not
do
how.
not.
Okay,
Who
No,
are
Joe
you,
just
candy bar? What are you from the States?
I know.
That's
Candy
true. Yeah.
bar.
He eats candy bars and sodas.
Yeah, why don't you give me a soda pop, you fucking Yankee doodle.
I'm sorry that this was distracting you. I'm sitting in a different chair because once again I'm on the easily accessible.
Also, on top of chocolate bars causing diabetes,
Which they don't, but okay, yeah.
Joe,
Yeah.
sugar causes some form of diabetes. Your diabetes isn't the only one.
No,
There's
not
Stop
true.
being a diabetes snob.
That's not how
Okay.
type 2 starts either. You can eat
It
all the.
does.
No, it's not.
Yes, it does.
That's a very-
He got
Very common misconception. You can eat
I
as much
know it
sugar.
because I'm pre-diabetic, and every time I have anything that's high in glucose, I sweat and I fall asleep.
Right, but that's.
I think it's actually because your pancreas stops working.
No,
Dude, I know what I'm fucking talking about.
No,
Okay,
you
because
don't.
I have the symptom.
No, you don't.
Let me.
I
Listen.
swear to God.
If you eat, yes. If you eat glucose and you're type 2 or type 2 pre-type 2, yes, you will experience like but it doesn't cause you to get type 2. Too much fat intake does. So what happens
not
is
fat intake, too much fat content on your body.
but what happens is your
But what
organs
causes that fat content isn't sugar, or isn't, sorry, it is sugar. It isn't
No, it's
fat
not.
intake. Then
No, it's not.
why did all my symptoms go away when I didn't eat sugar and all I had was keto diet, fucking high
because
fat?
if you start on to fruit and vegetables again, they'll come back. But if you reduce or eliminate fat intake, then they will go away forever. You can reverse it.
Keto is all fat, dude.
Her sister was a
Right.
witch.
I'm telling you.
but it's not a permanent reverse of type 2 diabetes. If you want to reverse it, you have to do the opposite, which is only.
So why don't you reverse it?
Why
I
don't you
can't
put your
reverse
thing
it.
down, flip it, and reverse it?
Why can't you
It's
reverse
your
it?
diabetes.
I
you
can't
deal
reverse
with.
it because here's the difference between. We're going to get into this on Good Brother Morning. So type 1 diabetes is when the cells in your pancreas no longer spit out insulin.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking. I just muted his ass.
Yeah, I know you did.
He's a fool.
I was curious to hear what he had to say, but also
he'll be back.
on top of that, Joe Dog, I was told to tell you that you have fat ankles.
You're a vegan, but you're still overweight.
So yeah, I mean, I agree with Jim Cornette. I agree with you. And I
Clay
agree
Wilson said that. Clay Wilson said that.
Yeah,
didn't
it
he?
was Clay Wilson who told me to tell you that.
I knew it. I knew
because
it.
of your children's McDonald's.
I wore
socks.
some charity socks that were maybe too small. They were too small. Oh,
Wait,
my
so your
goodness.
ankles looked fat on a show?
Well,
Yeah, I
'cause
showed up
they
to show it. I had
stretched out the socks.
I like to the charity I work with that we do the yearly show in God, or we used to before shows, like when shows were still allowed to run with people, but now they never will again. They work closely with the Ronald McDonald House, and because I can't eat the dead animal sandwiches from there, I always buy their
come on.
socks. I always buy their socks, which then
I have a
wear.
couple pairs too. Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice. They have little hamburgers on the socks, and then
Yeah, and I was told the hamburgers got extremely stretched out.
they were they were.
Hey, I may not fill a condom, but you should see my ankles and socks.
They went from a Happy Meal burger to a Big Mac. They stretched out pretty good when they got on my legs, because they're not made for me, bro. They're made for little kids. They're made for little.
No, I think they're made for normal people.
Did that cut off your circulation?
No.
No, he's a vegan, so he has great circulation apparently.
Well,
Right.
I don't know. The diabetes might cause. I don't know. We're
From
not that we're allowed to talk
From
about
the
but-
candy bars.
Hey, if
Right.
sugar doesn't hurt diabetics, why don't you go eat a couple Snickers
It-
bars in front of us?
It does hurt the diabetics.
Oh,
However,
it hurts diabetics, but
The
it
argument was it doesn't cause it.
it doesn't cause
doesn't-
it.
Oh, so the thing that really will kill you doesn't cause it.
That's right. It just makes it
Oh,
really
right.
worse.
Yeah,
It's
the gun
kinda
didn't
like-
kill the guy. The bullet did, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like cigarettes. cigarettes don't cause it; they just make it way worse.
Oh, you're so wrong.
Okay, maybe that
Cigarettes don't cause what?
Okay,
You're
maybe
right.
that part's
You're here
wrong.
to hear, folks. Smoke away.
No,
Cigarettes don't cause cancer.
Okay, maybe that part's wrong, but
we're back in the
diabetes thing-
60s. We're
the
gonna have-
diabetes thing I do know about. Okay, I'm telling
Listening
you.
to you talk is giving me ear cancer.
There's two guys. Listen, if you guys are listening to this and you're serious about the beaties, I want you to Google. There's these two guys that's called Mastering Diabetes. Okay, there's these two guys. They're #1 bestsellers. The one guy has a couple different autoimmune diseases, and then they developed this program where every day all they eat is sugar and glucose. The guy eats 5 bananas for breakfast. He eats 4 mangoes for lunch. All they eat is glucose. Now it's natural glucose. It's not s'mores. We're not talking like s'mores and fucking Snickers bars. Okay. So anyway, they have perfect non-diabetic levels.
Yeah,
but they
because
have
they're eating regular sugar in its normal form. They're not eating something that's been condensed down, and so you're taking in so much more at once with things like high fructose corn syrup, sugar, all those things that are white powders or liquids.
Fat. They also don't eat any fat. So
that's just coincidence, dude. That's correlation. That ain't causation.
It's not scientific. It's scientific.
I just said scientific shit right there. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about.
That's the smartest Rex has ever sounded.
I know. I knew 2 long C words in a row.
Yeah. He's real smart because he doesn't want to fix it. He just wants to,
No, dude, I do want to fix it. You want to be honest? Let's be honest. Joe's a vegan because he watched a documentary. That's why he's a vegan.
I'm vegan because I went.
Documentary is that what it was?
That was probably the fucking dolphin one. You fucking
there
whale.
There are some really good documentaries. There's Seaspiracy that's out right now. It just dropped. But What the Health is really good. Game Changers. There's a bunch of really good ones. But that's not why.
Propaganda.
The reason that I'm vegan is because I went to the doctor and they said, "Hey, you got really high cholesterol," and I was like, "Wow, I'm like 30," and they said, "Yeah, so take this pill for the rest of your life. And by the way, it's going to hurt your bones and muscles." And I was like, "Well, there's got to be a different. How else can I reduce my cholesterol?" And it turns out the only way to consume cholesterol, now not the only way to raise it, but the only way to eat cholesterol is to eat dead animals or their excretions. So I stopped doing that and I lowered my cholesterol by my next doctor's appointment. They were like, "Oh wow, you must have been taking the pills.
And now he's 300 pounds. All right, everybody, that's Monday morning. Thanks for tuning in.
Let's get the show on the road.
How long was that?